It was October 2006. I was on a plane coming back from a conference in Virginia Beach, heading to London Heathrow with my wife, and I was wrestling with the decision that would later change the direction of my career and life. I'd been working for a Fortune 500 company in sales and was doing okay, and also a bit of training as well. And I realized that I was good at the training stuff, but in that sales job, I'd become stagnant. The role had become a bit mundane, and I was fed up of doing the same thing over and over again. And I needed a challenge. I knew that I needed to make a decision. I wanted to start my own business, and I felt like the decision had to be made before the plane landed at Heathrow Airport. I turned to my wife and she said, well, you've been wrestling with this for some time now. You make the decision and I'll stand by you on it. And that was it. I was resolved. I was going to be an entrepreneur and start my own business. And so in January 2007, I handed in my notice to the company that I was working with. I started my coaching and training business. But little did I know that it would be one of the most challenging decisions in my entire working career. But also it was a time I grew the most with regards to what it takes to become an entrepreneur. And I'm still on that journey. I don't have any regrets on making that decision, because that decision would later help me to become the learning and development leadership consultant that I am today. And I love working with entrepreneurs. Now, there's a lot of talk about entrepreneurship in the business community today, and that's a good thing, because I believe that entrepreneurs are the ones that can help to shape the world that we're in today, and we need more of them. But has anyone asked the question, what does it actually take to become a successful entrepreneur? Well, I'm delighted to present this book to you, to the Every Book on Business community, Entrepreneurial StrengthFinders, published by Gallup. Now, if you know anything about Gallup, you know that whatever they release is going to be based on research, and that's the reason why I've got 3 reasons why I want to recommend this book. And I want to recommend this book to aspiring entrepreneurs, current new startup entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs, or even if you're an investor looking for entrepreneurs to invest in, I suggest that you read this book. First reason. The first part of the book, written by Jim Clifton, who's the CEO of Gallup, will help you understand the important role that entrepreneurs play in society. In fact, he titled part 1, Only Entrepreneurs Can Save America and the World. Now, that's a strong and bold statement, but he goes on to develop his case by educating us that although the American government seemed pleased to emphasize that jobs and economic growth are conceived by innovation, he says that they are of the belief that great ideas and inventions drive economies, that new businesses spring from those ideas, and then somehow new good jobs magically appear right afterwards. His question is, what if they're dead wrong? Here's what leaders need to know. Jobs and GDP growth do not predictably follow innovation. In fact, he says jobs and GDP growth do predictably follow entrepreneurship. Put another way, entrepreneurs create customers and customers in turn create jobs and economic growth, but almost no leader knows this. Jim goes on to help us understand the difference between being an innovator and an entrepreneur. Now, I am of the opinion that you can be both, but not everyone is. And so his definition is that an innovator is first and foremost a creator, a problem solver with a deep passion for improving something. Innovators, according to him, are thinkers, but an entrepreneur is driven to act, to build, This includes building the business that makes and sells the things that innovators think up, because entrepreneurs are doers. Why are entrepreneurs essential to our society? In fact, why are you essential to our society? Because it doesn't matter how brilliant the innovative idea is if there's no one to create a business that sells it. I think it's interesting to know that yes, there's a lot of talk about entrepreneurship, but at the time that this book was published until 2008, startups outpaced business failures by 100,000 per year. This meant that you had 100,000 more businesses starting up than the total number that was failing. But after 2008 in America, it's that minus 70,000 businesses in terms of business survival. That means 70,000 businesses are failing, and you don't have any more businesses taking over. According to Jim's research, in America, there are only 6 million businesses with one or more employees. You have 3.8 million businesses with 4 or fewer employees, 1 million companies with 5 to 9 employees, 600,000 businesses with 10 to 19 employees, 500,000 companies with 20 to 99 employees, 90,000 businesses with 100 to 499 employees, 18,000 with 500 employees or more, and out of that you have 1,000 with over 10,000 employees. Now, all play a key role in the economy, but it's obvious that if we were able to nurture more entrepreneurs with the ability to build and grow businesses, more people will be in work, more people will have jobs, standard of living would get better, and the world would begin to be a better place to live in. So what's the solution? Back in 2007, when I started my business, I had no clue to what it would take from me. I remember working long hours, putting in so much. My business was both online and offline, and I recall recording a video, uploading it to YouTube and waiting for it to go viral. After the first day I checked it, only 3 people had viewed it. After a week, only about 10 people had viewed it. After a month, only 30 views. And I said, wow, this is hard. Well, no, it didn't go viral. Well, to be honest, when I look at it now, I'm not surprised. But entrepreneurship is hard, and many have been sold the easy dream. And I was one of those that bought into this easy ticket to success as an entrepreneur. But what is it that separates successful entrepreneurs from less successful ones? What are the traits and behaviors that drive an individual to start, sustain, and grow a successful business? How does the psychology of entrepreneurs influence their decision making? Do entrepreneurial attitudes towards autonomy, risk, work, and income affect business outcomes? Well, I wish I had answers to these questions back in 2007. But if you're an entrepreneur, then the second reason why I recommend this book is because these have been answered in this book. Gallup claims that they can now identify future entrepreneurs. To be more specific, the Gallup team have studied 2,500 entrepreneurs to understand the actions and decisions that lead to venture creation and growth. And after years of research and hundreds of interviews, they've identified 10 specific talents that drive business success. 10 behaviors they consistently observed in highly successful entrepreneurs like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, just to mention a few. The interesting fact is that you might have these traits, but you might not even be aware. Simply because most societies aren't designed to help you develop these traits. You currently might be working hard like I was, but not working in your strength zone. So the third reason why I recommend this book is because Jim's colleague Sangeeta Badal and her team have developed the first in-depth assessment for entrepreneurial talent. Now, they're confident that the God-given attributes of entrepreneurship are as testable as the vertical jump. So what are these 10 talents? Well, let me walk you through the 10 talents with a description as to what it would look like in action. And at Every Book on Business, we're going to find further books on each talent to give you the know-how on how to develop, enhance, and exceed in any of these 10 talents. Now, there's no order to these, and in fact, when you take the assessment, Gallup will give you a report that will highlight the first 4 talents that you score the highest in, and they recommend that you focus on these 4 because this would be the area of your strength. It's called your dominant strengths or your dominant talents. The next set will be your contributing talents, and then the third will be your supporting talents. But they did a second version of the book and put more emphasis on your top 4 talents after you do the assessment. But let's go through the 10 talents. Does this sound like you? Number 1, profitability. How would you know? You're profit oriented, you establish clear goals, and also you measure your progress towards those goals. You're more inclined to judge the value of an opportunity, a relationship, or a decision by its effect on the business, and you invest time in planning growth strategies, and you naturally align employee responsibilities with company goals. Number 2, confidence. You know yourself and present yourself effectively and with confidence even in the face of rejection. You clearly understand others, and you can quickly build trust, and you also invest in people. You're able to articulate the competitive advantage of your business in the marketplace, and you align employee activities with your individual strengths, leading to business growth. Number 3, disruptor. You imagine beyond the boundaries of what exists now. You explore options and can think your way through problems. You're constantly thinking of creating new products or services for your customers. You have a mind that is typically firing with many different ideas, and you're curious and you're a quick learner. Number 4, a delegator. You understand that you can't do everything for yourself if you want to expand your business, and you are ready to delegate authority and even responsibilities when necessary. You can proactively collaborate with others, you recognize and draw on people's special abilities, and you help ensure that team members become effective contributors to your company. Number 5, determination. You push to achieve more and have a tremendous work ethic. You instigate the actions to get something started. You're eager to make decisions and quick to act. You confront obstacles directly and overcome them. You are persistent and undeterred by failure or when facing roadblocks. Number 6, independence. You can bet on yourself to get the job done. You have a strong sense of responsibility. You can handle multiple tasks successfully. You are resolute with a high level of competence in every aspect of managing a business. Number 7, knowledge. You seek knowledge that is relevant to growing your business. You push yourself to acquire in-depth information about every aspect of your business. You have a preoccupation with your business that borders on obsession, and you can anticipate knowledge needs and you use knowledge well. Number 8, selling. You have a clear, strong voice and speak boldly on behalf of your company. You have the ability to make your case effectively and have others follow your decision. You communicate your vision of your company to employees and customers, and you have a clear growth strategy. Number 9, relationships. You have a high social awareness. You can attract and maintain constituency. You build mutually beneficial relationships. You use your relationship talents to access internal and external resources. You forge relationships with employees and customers that go beyond work or products or services. You have an open demeanor, positive attitude, and personal integrity that helps build trust. Number 10, risk. You show a strong personality and are charismatic and confident. You show enthusiasm and emotion in taking on challenges. You have a highly optimistic perception of risk. You can easily make decisions in complex situations. You can easily establish emotional connections with customers. You're more likely to understand what your customers' needs are. You share new ideas with customers and are more likely to exceed customer expectation. These are the 10 talents that successful entrepreneurs focus on. If you're a member of EveryBookOnBusiness.com, then download the execution guide that goes with this book. If you're not, then sign up for free videos, video summaries on books that cover these 10 talents in a lot more in depth. We are going to cover the 10 talents in a lot more in depth. We'll give you practical tips on how to develop these entrepreneurial talents through various books covering these 10 talents. So sign up for video summaries on EveryBookOnBusiness.com. Get the book, take the assessment, and then let us work together to increase the number of entrepreneurs that we have in the world, and let's make this world a better place.